how are you? Here we are, Friday. This is our Friday design talk. We are back after vacation. We already were back in last Tuesday. As you remember, we were sketching. Some people are asking me on Instagram, are you making the sketching review on our sketches? And the answer no. So this message, it's again for all of you. No, let's suspend for a while this type of sketching review. I will go back with that. I will come back with that. Don't worry. But I really wanted to come back to the fact of sketching with you, explain things in a more tranquil way without running like hell, to make sure that I could go through all your sketches. So I see a lot of people already. Well, not a lot. We are just 8, so few people, but still, my aficionados. So ciao Anish. I read your ciao, hello sir, Ayush, Signations, and few others that are not chatting. Anyway, hello to all of you. Bismarck, Mr. Bismarck, bonjour, ça va? Mr. Ayush, so very sorry sir, I'll have to leave. Okay, don't worry, go to your class, it's fine. You can. Thank you very much for saying hello. You will check this video when it will be live, when it will be recorded on YouTube on my channel. Okay, so tomorrow, a few hours. Okay, so don't worry. Go to your class. So today, design talk. I wanted to come back to a very sensible topic, which is clay modeling, because I've been receiving some emails of people that are asking me to check their portfolio, their entry portfolio, to go to a car design school, and they're also asking me which school is better. I would like ciao Ayush. I would like to go to this school or this other school. Which one you advise, suggest? Then I had an email from an Italian guy and his father that already had in their mind what they wanted to do. I mean, they already decided which school to go and everything. And when they asked me my opinion, I told them that in my opinion the school they were choosing was the wrong one. And I explained very well. Between the things that I explained, there was the fact that this school does not have a modeling lab for clay modeling or for industrial design modeling, to learn how to make models. And they say, yeah, we understand, yeah, but the other one, it's very close to this brand company, for sure it's very professional. So basically they already decided. So I don't understand why even they took their time and some of my time. When you answer back with a long email to explain the most important things for any young student when they have to choose their school, which is an important choice for the future, because in school you get the right training to get a, I don't want to say perfect, but the best portfolio you can make, to get a job. So the thing is very clear that clay modeling, and here we get into the topic. Clay modeling, it's extremely important for any car designer. Now, probably clay model, it's not important for product designers, because product design, industrial design, they use a different type of media, to make models. They use especially foam, okay, light foam for all sorts of sketch models, or hard foam when they would like to go into something that is a little bit to go more on details, even spray paint and stuff like that. Or they can use resin and fiberglass and plexiglass, wood. But car design, transportation design, it's very particular, because it's thanks to the clay material and its modeling technique that we learn how to understand volumes, shapes, sections, how to interpret our sketches, how to dedicate ourselves, for the love of shaping volumes. And I know that it might sound stupid, but believe me, it's really something that it comes from the heart. When you model your sketch, you make your car, you model, you put your hands on that model to touch that model so that you can feel the volume change, or you can put some dialogue on it so that you can check the type of reflections that you are getting. When you do all that, it's a passion, it's love, but most important thing, it's the only way to understand how you translate your 2D sketches into a 3D model that might have a chance to become a full-scale model or a prototype or a concept. Ciao Arvind, I just read your message. How are you? Clay has all the skills you need to understand volume. Exactly. So this is the topic today, and I wanted to say again, when you ask me, when you write to me asking for a suggestion, an advice, say I have this option for this school, I have another option for this other school, which one should I choose? If the schools that you are naming, okay, are very, very similar, I will always ask you to go to the school that has a model shop, a lab, a place where you can legally in school make nice models, like the school I made. I went to, because in our center we have an incredible model shop. If you go to Umeå University in Sweden, they have an incredible model shop. Fantastic. Ciao Andrea, Andrew 700. Ciao. So, the good schools, the ones that try to be as close as possible to the best schools in car design, they have a model shop. And for all those schools that offer transportation design department and courses, they have clay modeling. And the clay, it's really the first material, the first media, okay, modeling media that we learn how to use because of its flexibility. Because the clay is a material that we can change continuously, okay, and we don't destroy our model, which means that we can try to make several ideations, several different ideas on one side during a full day before we take a photos, and then we decide which one is the best one. Instead of making renderings, instead of that remain 2D, instead of making many foam models, with clay you use the same base. You can do a model, for example, with two different sides, and that gives you an opportunity to present two different design solutions, and it goes really fast. Same thing for interiors, because usually when we see clay interior we think about the exterior, but clay materials modeling is very important for the interior too, because lots of dashboards, door panels, even seats or consoles are done in clay. Of course, there are some elements that are in lab, okay, in resin, or they are done in wood or using plexiglass, because they are, I don't know, screens, for example. The little buttons with all the detailing, maybe it's done in 3D, using a three-dimensional printer, 3D printer technology. But Everything else is clay, because when you have when you want to have those lines, those surface changes that really flow well, and the only way to do it is with using your hand, working by hand, displaying a nice tape and working that surface so that that line looks perfect. And that's exactly what we do at work. In every car company I know, in every car design studio I know. Let me read some of your comments. I'm also claiming Andrea. It's good to add the curriculum. Yes, of course, it's fundamental. How to treat also on sketch or orthographic views. Okay, Navin Kumar, I will explain that. There was a guy from India today that sent me a message. Well, Andrew, that's very good. If you know how to use the 3D printing, that's perfect, because this means that you have all the know-how to say that you have control of the main technologies to make a precise model, which is nice. So I was saying, there is this Indian guy that wrote to me a message saying, can you explain to me how you go from a 2D sketch to a 3D model? And I know that I already made 2 videos about this one, plus we had a design talk not too long ago about the design process, in which I explained to you how a little sketch can become a model. There was also a series of slides. I don't know if you remember it. If you don't, or if you want to watch it, don't forget to go and search for DESIGNTalk design process. Okay, that's the name one. All right. Abhishek, ciao Abhishek. Ciao Luciano. Is CNC machine also in clay model? Yes, I'm going to explain. Yeah, because those machines, what do? They mill in a small scale or in full scale the 3D virtual model that you do on Alias. And after that the milling is finished, then the clay modelers will clean up that model and will put into that model all the artistic human value that of course a machine cannot give. So so let's go back to this topic of how the transition arrives between a 2D and 3D, because that's sensible, that's sensitive. I've played quite a bit with clay. That's very good, Saination. It's really easy to play with this model. It's much easier than anything else. It's not very easy. It's easy to play, but when you have to do a real model and then spray paint and the reflection must be really perfect, I can assure you that it takes time. But anyway, it's joyful, it's playful, so you can play with it. That's true. Okay, so when you do a drawing, okay, when you do your drawings, you have your side view sketches and stuff. The most important thing in the step number 1, it's in school, it's to go and make your clay model. At work probably is to start with the digital model and then mill out a clay model and then work on the clay model. Therefore you understand that for any designer, a young designer that comes out of school, what is really important is to have had the experience of working on clay. Now, when I was in school, I did 6 projects of cars, okay, that were made in clay until painting, okay, because we did not use Dynoc at that time. We were used to paint. Therefore, the surface had to be checked, had to be really kind of perfect, and then we would spray the paint by ourselves, and it was a real process, modeling process, that not easy to accomplish, but I enjoyed a lot, really. And in fact, still today, when I have a chance to put myself on a clay model, especially when I am with suppliers on my projects, or when I was in China, I used to work on the clay with them, with the modelers, because it for me was so beautiful. At the same time, I can show to them look, I want that passage between two surfaces to be exactly like this one, so I can do it by myself. Now, if you never had the experience of clay modeling, what happens is that you can only talk, but you cannot show. So this is bad, because we prefer to have in our car design studios young designers that if we put them on a quarter scale model or a fifth scale model of their proposal, we want them to work on their clay, because we want to see how they are able to improve that clay, how they are able to interpret those surfaces, and if they really are able to find I don't know, something new that works really well, that for us is fantastic, and therefore we appreciate, you know, the effort that this person is capable to do, before that we go and give that model to professional modelers. So you understand, there is a moment, you know, between the sketching clay and the real clay that is really managed by the designer and the design management, before it's really clay. Okay. Hey, Aravind, ciao Luciano, I will watch the video later. Okay, I have to do sketching now. You're amazing. Thank you very much. Don't worry. Take care, and come back later on the video and leave a comment. Thank you very much. Thank you. And have a good time. My eyes to shine when I hear these things. Yeah, Andrew, but it's true, because there is a moment that is really creative. It's really design oriented and design managed, and you won't believe it, but really the designer that gets to that clay stage, you know, making its own model in small scale, it's playing an important role in that moment, because what you want to make sure is that your car, that it's your sketch model, that is more or less on package, it doesn't look like a standard model with the same reflections, with the same thing. You know, we picked up a sketch or something so that we can generate, you know, we can generate something new. Therefore, the moment you go into 3D, if you don't have the experience already done in school, that you know how to handle the 3, 4, 5 mods, you know, that are always the most complicated ones. Hi Adele, ciao! Mr. Luciano. Luciano. Hi, I'm nice. I'm well, thanks. I hope you too. Okay? Then that's what we need. So we need that guy. He goes with the clay, he looks at the clay, and because you already had some experience in school, he can see right away the biggest mistakes. Because when you go in 3D, all the big mistakes come out. So that's the thing. Now, if you go into a school that does not have a model shop, okay, what happens? You can still make a model, but this model will be done by a company. Maybe the school. Hi Carte, ciao. The concept cars that we see exhibition are clay models. No, in concept cars in auto exhibition are not clay, because the clay would crack for the transport and stuff, because clay is flexible. So once you paint clay, you really have to try not to move that model too much, you know. Molder 1/10 scale or my own high school. Okay, 1/10 scale is a little bit too small. It's an old-fashioned school, Italian style. It's useless. You need 1/5 scale. That's the first scale that is good. 1/5 scale. And then if you do 1/4 scale, then it's even better, because a quarter scale, it's a model this big, basically, you know. So that's okay. 5th scale is like that. I know because in school, in art center, we did all fifth scale models. And then with clay, we did some vessel, you know, the vase where you put the flowers inside, stuff like that, which were exercises done with clay to learn how to use clay. But at the same time, also to learn how to make fiberglass out of stamp made in gesso. Okay? So everything is connected. You learn the techniques and you learn how to put your hands into materials, different materials, and you learn the techniques, so that you learn also design process and the modeling process, which is very important, because when you learn that, you can imagine, you can learn how to judge the timing to dedicate to that part of the project into the full design process. So that, and that's management. Okay. 50 centimeters, it's normal. Yeah. Okay, so I was saying, if you're a student of a school that does not have a lab or a model shop, okay, then of course the school will have probably an agreement with some suppliers to spend little money and still have a model. Yeah, but who is going to make that model? The supplier. Even if you go and help a little bit, the supplier is not your teacher, is not your school. Of course, they will probably let you touch a little bit the material, the tools, but they will never teach you really, because that's not their job. Their job is the responsibility they took in completing your model within a date, that is given date for presentation. This means that basically you are a spectator. You don't do much. And therefore, even if you show a super model that has a super paint job and super nice shapes, in reality you didn't do it, you didn't learn. So on your portfolio you have the models, but when you come at work, and this is something that I see, and not only me, also my colleagues, managers, sometimes we find ourselves in a situation strange, because then we discover that this guy or this girl, they never touched the clay before. So can we model a clay car with no tools, or tools are? No, tools are extremely important, because Kartik, I invite you to go and check clay modeling on YouTube. Yeah, there are some beautiful videos of people that use tools and working on car clay models, so that you understand why the tools are fundamentals. Tools are the most important thing, because some details can come, first of all, everything is done with tools, but some little details or really strange details, you know, can be done only with tools that are made for that particular type of application. And good modelers, what do? They take the metal sheet and they cut it to create a tool that will be good to make a certain type of detail using the hands, you know, like a pure artist, you know. And that's how it works. All right. So to come back to our topic, when you have to choose a car design school, the first thing you should see and check if they have a model shop, because if they do, it's incredible all the things that you will learn and that will stay with you forever. I mean, today when I go and check my models when they are made by a supplier or other people, or even in-house, I go downstairs and check how it's moving on, I know exactly what they're doing and why they are doing. And sometimes we can decide together what material to use, what type of paint, how to, if there is a problem, how we can solve that problem, because I do have a background experience in the same techniques and the same modeling. And I repeat to you, it's very important when a designer, okay, to express better the idea, takes the tool and shows on the model how a certain thing should be done, or how a certain thing should be changed to be improved. You understand? Those are things that have to do with feelings. Those are the feelings of a designer. And the modeler does not have the feelings of a designer. He can execute, he can understand, he can try to interpret it. But if you are the designer and you know how to use clay model tools because you know how to do clay modeling, then it's your responsibility to go there and to inject into the model that artistic value, that little thing, that makes a big difference, and then follow the professional clay modelers that will complete it for you correctly. That will be just perfect. That's how it should be, and that's how it is at work. And not only here. If you go to England, for example, I'm thinking about Jaguar, but we can name also other brands. They all work with clay. Go to Japan, they work with clay. You go to China, they work with clay. Then it's true that the same supplier companies or the same car companies, sometimes they prefer to do models full scale that are just made of foam. And we do too, I do too. And those models, basically, you cannot make changes. You can just put few times a black tape to show corrections. But those models are done sometimes at the very beginning because they are fast, they are cheap, and in full scale you can check right away all the mistakes you have, so that you can go back on digital, okay, on Alias, and take a photo of the model in perspective, inside view, top view, and say, let's modify this following the tape, and then we can go faster also on the Alias model before we say, okay, now that the model in virtual reality has been modified, corrected, now it's the time to make our first full-scale clay model. So we can mill it out. We mill it out and then we clean it up. When I say clean it up, means that we make all the surfaces clean, okay, really clean, but then we inject also the modifications that are fundamental, as I said before, to give that artistic look and quality that will make a paint job on the side body or on the interior stuff just beautiful. Okay, all right, so check it out your school when you're gonna go and choose a design school, to make sure that you will have that type of experience. And if you want to become a clay modeler, I would like to let you know that in Italy there is an incredible school, very professional, close to Torino, that is kind of free because it's sponsored by the European community. So the big of the cost, it's reality the living cost there for students that go and follow this school, in which they teach only modeling. So if you want to become a professional modeler with clay, but also with other materials, and also including the digital virtual modeling, that this school is incredible. Okay, and I can I'm going to, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do something for you if you're interested. I will go and check the website. Okay, all right, here we go. Okay, that's a link of the school. The school name, it's CEMI, Centro Europeo di Modellismo, okay, industriale. There is also in English, I think, huh? So you will find also the English version. Just check it out. But it's enough to check this page that I've sent you, and you will find everything, you know. Okay, I'm just cleaning up from the internet so that I can get get back to you. All right, so any questions? If you have questions, now is the right moment to ask your questions. What's necessary and what you should do after, okay? Okay. Ciao, 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 ciao. Thank you to you. Thank you. Bye-bye. Ciao.